Hey, pop the trunk, I open up, I sold my soul a good price, out of sight. My hoe got talent, right? Whole squad ran, do that shit, yikes. Hey, I'm a businessman and then my business damn. And I'ma bend her down, then I'ma lick her up and then dig her down. She gon' turn around, then I'ma kick her out. She gon' talk that shit, but say, how you make it up? How you fake the love? Holy son, I'm with the chosen one. I'm sipping out the grass, don't kiss the touch. Keep my wishes well, I don't need a well, yeah.
How are we doing today? Supreme Cream Productions here to introduce you to the Cleveland Browns rebuild. Now, as you saw by the pictures in the intro, the Browns have not had the best past, especially in the latest years, with Johnny Football Money Manziel or can't stay off the dope Josh Gordon. These guys are just looking for anything to click, and here's my chance. I'm going to try to run this as realistic as possible. You're not going to see ridiculous trades. You're going to see stuff that makes sense. You're going to see stuff that's relatable, stuff that would happen. But you're going to see things done the right way, the way the Browns should be, probably moving things around. I know the real world runs a little bit differently than the Madden world, but we're going to see what we can get going here. So let's get right into everything, and I'm just going to run you guys through preseason. So just starting off, it's Biff Stevens' first day on the job as the new owner of the Cleveland Browns. And the media question by Larry Ridley has come upon us. Having been a fan of this team your entire life, there's some concern that you might be too emotional or too involved to let your football people do their job. How do you respond? I'm always going to be a fan first, and so that means I'm always going to be looking out for the fans here because I know what they want. Great response by Biff Stevens on his first day. He's looking out for the fans. What can a guy say, honestly? So the first person we're going to look at here is DeShone Kizer. Obviously a rookie out of Notre Dame. Stats are decent. He's a 75 overall, second round pick in last year's draft. I don't know. There's also Cody Kessler. He was around for last season, 72 overall. The quarterback department isn't very in-depth or strong by any means. If we take a look at Cody's stats from last year, very limited snaps, only about 195 throwing attempts. You can't say he did bad, but as of right now, it looks like DeShone Kizer's the guy. Moving on to the running back position, we got Isaiah Crowell, the 85 overall. Decent running stats. He's the 26th best running back in the league by overall. Really not much to say about this guy. I don't know if he's the future at this position. He did have a very up year last year, having a career high in pretty much every category except for touchdowns. Very great season, and he even flourished in the receiving department, which is a little bit surprising for a guy like this. You expect him to be a little bit more of like a brute runner. He had 40 catches for 300 yards. That's somewhat decent for a guy like him. But the guy I really like on this roster is Duke Johnson Jr. out of Miami. If you look at his stats, he's a different type of running back than Isaiah Crowell, obviously. He didn't play last year according to his stats, but from the 2015 season and only 100 carries, had almost 400 yards, 3.6 yards per carry, which is pretty good. But receiving the ball is really where he's shown, or where he really shined. 60 receptions from the running back position, which is just crazy. Now, Mr. Ganja, Josh Gordon, this guy needs to have a breakout season here. If we look at his past stats, the dude hasn't played since 2014. He's back now, though. Had a great 2013 season. And, he just hasn't been in the league since that. He's got the skills, obviously. We've seen him at the end of this year's season in real life. He was shining pretty decently, but the rest of the receiving core is pretty down. There's nothing really to be looking forward to as far as these receivers are concerned. So Josh Gordon's going to play a huge part. David Njoku's a guy I really like, the rookie out of Miami. I really like his stats. I really like the guy personally. He had a great career at Miami. And he's a first round 29 pick for the Browns last year, so huge season coming from him. On the offensive line, obviously we have Joe Thomas, the best left tackle in this game at a 97 overall. We're going to be hoping he doesn't retire anytime soon because we're really going to need him. But in the case that he does, we have the rookie Rod Johnson out of Florida State. We've also decided to turn Spencer Drango to a right tackle, and Emmanuel Agba hasn't been living up to expectations, and we placed him on the trade block. If we take a look at his stats, however, he's not terrible. It's just you'd expect a little bit better out of him. I mean, to say the least. The guy was supposed to be a huge upside, but who is supposed to be a beast is the rookie #1 overall pick, Myles Garrett. And would you take a look at these stats? Already the 12th best right end in the league. And I mean, he better be. Texas A&M, #1 overall pick. But at the defensive tackle spot, we have Larry Ogunjobi, who is a rookie. Unfortunately, however, Jamie Collins Sr., the 79 overall left outside linebacker, is down to a 79 overall now. Now, this isn't horrible, but I mean, he's had flashes up in the high 80s, so his overall is definitely down. I mean, we can be looking for a big season from this guy. That's what we can hope for. And over to the free safety position, Jabril Peppers. This guy was supposed to be good, but as you may know in real life, he really struggled at the position, and he's all the way down to a 79 overall, or 69 overall. In the Madden world, however, things can change. Things can change. This guy was a first-round pick number 25 out of Michigan, you all know. Things can change. If we take a look at our draft picks, we're really stocked in draft picks. 2 first-rounders, 3 second-rounders, 1 third, 2 fourth, 1 fifth, 2 sixth, 1 seventh. But in 2019, we don't really have much depth, so we're going to be looking for some trades. In management, our head coach, Hugh Jackson. This guy, I just don't know about him. I mean, maybe the Browns would have been 0-16 if they didn't have him this year. His position on this team is really going to depend on this season. I mean, don't expect him sitting around Browns management for much longer, especially depending on the type of season that the Browns play this year. I don't know. What kind of expectations do you want? Pickup that Biff decided to make was he decided to pick up Victor Cruz, the 77 overall wide receiver. Even though he's 30 years old, he's still got some life left in him, and with his wide receiver core being very weak, they decided to pick him up. So at the end of preseason, we ended up 1-3. Got blown out first game by the Saints, had a very close game against the Giants, a 1-score game against the Buccaneers, and we actually had a win against the Bears in our final game, which I simulated. So let's take a look at the statistics from the preseason. Kevin Hogan actually had a decent preseason, but Deshaun Kaiser, if you take a look at his stats, his QB rating, he definitely is going to be the starter, at least starting out for us. Rushing the ball, Duke Johnson Jr., I really like this guy. 6 touchdowns in the preseason. 6 in 4 games. So I think that's going to win him over the starting spot over Isaiah Crowell. So I guess we'll have to see in episode 1, or game 1, episode 2, who really gets that starting position. Receiving the ball, Seth DeValve should be a strong tight end maybe in the future. Sammy Coates did very well. Ricardo Lewis looks promising. Rashard Higgins, decent. Corey Coleman, Josh Gordon, David Njoku, not as good as I'd like, but he probably had limited snaps. And Victor Cruz, not as well as I'd like. But, you know, he only had 55 downs played, so what are you going to do? On the defensive side, you see some of the guys that really stood out. Carl Nassib and Emmanuel Agbo really went hand in hand there. Nate Orchard did very well, but Myles Garrett's definitely going to grab the start. Danny Shelton with 10 tackles. Jamie Metter, I guess that's how you pronounce his name. We're looking to send him off somewhere, maybe with a trade. Jeremy Cash with 16 tackles. He kind of came out of nowhere. But Jamie Collins is definitely going to grab the start for the time being. Tank Carter with 36 tackles. That extremely came out of nowhere for me. Can't say he's going to be the starter, but probably the number 2, and he's going to see some snaps. At the cornerback position, Jamar Taylor had a good amount of tackles, as well as Jason McCourty. Those guys are going to be, we're going to need them to step up for this year. And B.W. Webb with 23 tackles. Jabril Peppers did not have the preseason we were hoping for, but Darren Smith definitely had a good preseason. It's going to be a tough decision when it comes down to it, but we'll see what happens. And as far as strong safety, Derek Kindred's going to have to get the start at being an 80 overall and whatnot. Our kicker, Zane Gonzalez, was perfect. Our punter, who really cares? We're going to be doing a lot of that. And Jabril Peppers, even if he does not start at safety, he's going to be getting the kick and punt return spot. He only had 1 punt return, but it was for 14 yards, and I think that's where he best fits in on this team. So, ending preseason, Larry Ridley comes in again to ask us, coming off a poor season a year ago, and now a less than impressive preseason. Where is this team headed this year? And Biff decided to respond with, there's always this win now mentality, and it can be dangerous. We're going to win. It just might take a little bit longer for things to come together. So thank you guys for watching. I'm just going to show you all the settings, sliders, and XP sliders that I use. I'm going through it really fast, so if you really need to, just pause and take a look. Shout out to Matt10 on Operation Sports and T-Dog for the XP sliders. Matt10 gave me all my settings and sliders, and T-Dog has the XP sliders. I've used them for a while, and I guess they're realistic. I don't really know much about them. I know they definitely generate what type of XP your players get, but thank you guys again for watching, and I hope you guys stick around to watch the Cleveland Browns hopefully be rebuilt. This should be fun, so let's get after it.
Oh, gang, what you gang, ay. YBN, gang, gang.